Okay, so what you're going to be doing this time is, before you got your text in there, and you used your center justify on your text, and you made this text center justified nicely on that center line, or on that diagonal line. So all this text is center justified there. Oops, it doesn't look like that one is, so I'll move that one. Alright, so that's what you did before. What you're going to be doing now is getting this text in these corners in the top left corner of your blocks. It doesn't go in every single block. This first one, this top one over here, and I guess that's the two that doesn't go in. All the rest it does. The way you're going to do that is first you need to put in these layout lines. To put in those layout lines, we're going to come over here. This one doesn't have any layout lines on it, and we're just going to use the offset command. We're going to offset, so O enter. You're going to offset at 0.0625. You're going to offset down from this line and down from that line and over there. That gives you that one and one there. We don't need this one there, but we'll use that line over here in just a little bit. So I'm going to pan over. I'm going to do this line to there. I'm going to go below that line there. I'm going to go to the side of that line, to the side of that one, and to the right side, and to the right side of that one. Now, that does get a little bit confusing there, because you have all those double lines in there. They're all thick. It gets a little bit confusing. To lessen the confusion a little bit, let's pick all those lines I just offset. So here, 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 this one, here, that top one up there, and one more over here, I believe, there. And let's put all those on the layout layer. So I'm going to come up above, click on my layer control up here, and pick that down there and place that on the layout layer. Beautiful. I'm going to hit escape to deselect those, and now I have those little points there where all of my text is going to go. I'm going to start out by just hitting my single line text command, which is DT for single line text. DT. Don't ask me why it's DT, it just is. So DT. Now I have to justify it, so I'm going to go J for justify. And I want to justify it in this corner up here. This is going to be the top left corner, so I'm going to go TL justified right there. Pick that top left corner, right on that intersection. Height of my text, I'm going to go 0.07. The rotation angle, I'm going to just hit enter to accept the 0 that's already on the screen. And in this first one, I'm going to type title, T-I-T-L-E with a colon, and enter. So that's got that text in there. Now, you could go through all these steps and put your text here and here and here, redoing your DT, you're picking your justify, your top left, and etc., etc., etc. Or, I think an easier way to do this is just to go copy, which is CO or CP, and copy that text right there, hit enter, and now my base point I'm going to copy from is going to be that intersection. So I'm going to copy it from there to all these other positions all the way across. So there to there to there, to there, and there, and that top one does not get it, to there, and to there. Now, it's very quick and very easy. The first one's right, but it's very quick and easy to come over to this one and double click and change that one to say scale. So I'm going to go with S-C-A-L-E colon and hit enter, or just click out of it. Now double click on the next one, and I'm going to change this to what it's supposed to say here. This one actually is supposed to be material, M-A-T-E-R-I-A-L. Oops, and I got a quotation there, material. And so on and so forth through that. I'll pan back over here to this other screen so you can see what I'm supposed to say. All of mine says title. Alright, I'll just fix all these for you as you go. Actually, I'm going to pause the video, fix them, and just show you. Alright, so I went ahead and just paused that and fixed all these. So this one says title, scale, material, hour, date. You can just put in today's date, version number, created by, and witnessed by is what all those say. Now, one thing you will notice once you get all those in is this text here, the date text. If you have that into the midpoint right there, notice how that overlaps the word date. You don't want that to happen, so you do need to slide that just totally straight to the side. Make sure you're using your polar, slide it straight over there, get it centered up in about that space, and that looks great. Same with this large number 1. You'll want to move it over to the side because if it's where it's supposed to be about there. You want to get it over there centered up in that space. Again, making sure polar's on and getting it right there in position. Another thing I did also do is I changed these and put these on some different random layers because I want to show you a little bit about this. This thing that I have up over here on the side, this is called the Change Properties box. I'm going to go ahead and close that out just so I can show you how to bring that up. So you're going to hit CH. Go ahead and do that. Hit CH and bring it to Change Property box. It'll put it out there in the middle of the screen somewhere. I always like to grab this bar of it and park it over here on the left-hand side. With that, you can adjust the size of it by grabbing that bar, making it smaller or larger. I try to make it pretty small over there. Okay, so now with this Change Property box up, what it does is it gives you information about your drawing. So for example, if I click on this line, it tells me that line is on the layout layer, that it tells me where the start point of the X, Y, and the Z is, and it tells me the color of it, tells me the length of it, tells me the angle that it goes. It gives me all kinds of information about that. I'm going to go ahead and hit escape there and deselect it with my grips. And I'm going to pick on some text and see what that says. So I click on my text. It again tells me the layer, the color, all that. Tells me how it's justified. If I want to change the justification of that, I can change it to top left, and it moves that text around. Or I can change it back to my middle there. But you can change a lot of things. If I want to change the height of my text, I could do that here. If I wanted to change this to 0.5-inch text. There we go. Wait, I changed it to 5-inch text. It makes it very large there. But you can change this all around there in your Change Property box. Moving forward with AutoCAD, you're going to be using this Change Property box a lot because it becomes very helpful. Now, all your text down here, it's all on mine, all on different kinds of layers. Yours may all be on the layout layer, but we want it on the title block layer. To do that, you could go through there and individually click on each separate piece of text and come up here and change that to the right layer. Or a faster way of doing that is, let's select a couple things here. So again, I'm just going to select one line here. Notice it says the line up here at the top. I click on another line, and it says the line, but there's two lines there. And now let's just go ahead and select, I'm going to select a box around everything here. So around everything out there. And now notice it says I have 45 objects. Yours may be more or less. That's really not important right now. But at 45 objects, if I hit on this down arrow, it says I have 28 pieces of text, 28 lines and 17 pieces of text. Well, I want to change all the text. So I'm going to click on this and select just the text. And what I want to change about this text is I want to change the layer of the text. Right now my layer varies because I want several different layers. So I can come in here and change all this to the title block layer, and notice it changed all that to the title block layer. You know, you can change other things in here. My justification varies because I have a couple different justifications, but let's imagine you're on a drawing and you have 1,000 pieces of text on a drawing and all your text can't be seen and you want it all a standard height. You can select the entire drawing this way, 1,000 pieces of text, and you can change your height of your text, all of it to, say, 0.1. And there, all text on the entire drawing would go to 0.1 with that easy of a step. So it's really a very handy thing to do. I don't want all of my text to be 0.1, so I'm going to undo that last step. And it'll bring my text back to an appropriate size. So there's kind of that part. Again, this Change Property box, you will be using that a lot moving forward. I guess just for instance, when and if you did do the solar system drawing on it, one of my questions was, how long was the boat on the Great Lakes? Well, I did have a line drawn from the top to the back to the front of the boat. If you would have just double-clicked on that line, it would have brought that up. So this is one way of doing it with this Change Property box. Another way of doing it is you can just double-click on something. So just as we double-click on our text to edit it, I can double-click on a line. You really can't edit the line, but it will give you some very basic information about it. It will tell you the length of it, what layers it's on, line type, and what color. Here I can pick on another little short line there, and again it tells me that one's 7.5 long, and some basic information about it. So that's a good way to just find out some basic information, or a good way if you have text that you can edit the text by double clicking. Alright, that's it for this little part. We'll do another section here in just a second. Okay, the last thing I want you to do on this drawing before we finish it up is I want to make a copy of it. So I'm going to go CO for copy. If I was on the screen here, let me try that again. I'm going to go CO for copy. I'm going to copy this straight to the side. I'm just going to grab a base point down here below somewhere and slide it over to there. Okay. From there, what I want to do is make two different title blocks. One that's rotated 90 degrees, so if it's for a horizontal drawing, and one that stands up straight up and down like it is now for a vertical drawing. So here I'm going to go RO for rotate, and the one over here on the left I'm going to select, and I'm going to hit enter once it's selected. Pick my base point down here on the bottom left corner, and I'm going to rotate that. I could just type 90, or with polar on I can just go straight up like so, and put that in there at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to move that over with the move command, just enter for move, and move it into place right there. So there's that drawing, or that title block and border with a upright version for a vertical drawing, or one laying down for horizontal drawing, and you got those two taken care of. So what I want you to do, this is where it becomes really important to practice and to go save as. So from here, I want you to go up to the A, down to save as, and I want you to save this to your directory. What I mean by that is, every one of you should have a little folder called CAD 1 and 2 on your M drive. So go to that CAD 1 and 2 folder, and just right there, save this as title block. So that way, your title block is easy to get to. It's not buried inside of your activity folder or inside of your practice folder. It's just right here underneath your CAD 1 and 2 folder. So you're going to save that there and have it there. Now what becomes really important is later when we start doing other drawings and you do some sort of an awesome drawing out here, you know, here's my drawing. You do that great drawing there. If you go File or to the A and you go Save, now you just save that drawing on top of your title block template that we have. So you've got to get used to break the habit of going Save and go to Save As. So if you go Save As, you're not going to save over top of that. Now you're going to have the opportunity to save this as a different name wherever it may be. Alright, so again, practice Save As, get used to doing that. Alright, that's it on this video. Good luck.